you're dealing with. Have you ever seen anything like this before?
We've had it come up pretty close to this. In the past, we had a couple of 500-year flood events back around April and May of 2016, and those were supposedly extraordinary events, and this one has surpassed it.
Joe, how are you doing? How's the family doing with food? How are you doing with water and, infrastructure, just running water? I would imagine you don't have that right now.
Actually, we have running water.
Okay, that's good.
The problem here that we're starting to realize is that our sewer is starting to back up.
Okay.
And that's going to be a major issue. We still have power at the moment. Our air conditioners the outside units are going underwater, so we're not going to have that for very long.
Okay.
But,
and give us a sense of, there was no mandatory evacuation. So how did your family make that decision that, we're going to ride this out, we're going to wait it out, to make sure, just see how the things play out? How did you reach that decision?
That's a good question. About 3:30 last night, or in the morning, we were questioning it ourselves. We decided to ride it out because we were, I guess, we weren't receiving a lot of rain, and the winds and everything were mostly centered towards Corpus Christi. So we wanted to see what we were in for. I know we had a lot of predictions for heavy rains and so forth, but we just weren't seeing it, and so we decided to wait it out. I have family members here staying with us, my son and a couple of his friends, and so we are we didn't really have a chance to evacuate right away this morning when the water started rising, and so we decided to ride it out.
As many people did. Again, these storms can be very deceptive. First they blow in, there's a great deal of force, wind, and then many of them stick around, and that's what we're seeing here with Harvey. It's just sticking around. The remnants are dropping a lot of water there in the Houston metro area. Joe Mertz on the phone with us, who took, again, this drone video showing us the situation in his neighborhood. Joe, thank you so much for your time. We wish you safety, your family safety, and we will stay in touch with you as you ride the storm out.
Incredible images there, and another dramatic rescue, this one at a nursing home in Dickinson, Texas, just south of Houston. About 24 residents were airlifted to safety by helicopter Sunday. The senior citizens were up to their waists in water, waiting for help to arrive. Some were in wheelchairs and on oxygen, and CNN spoke to the daughter of the woman who owns that facility.
It was a quick text just to her in the morning, just what's up, just thinking everything. She was going to tell me maybe the power was out or something like that. And then to get those pictures in response, and she was very brief in what she was saying, but that she needed help. And at that point, we just had to take it upon ourselves to try to do whatever to save them, because she said the water was rising. That was the last thing I heard. So my thought at that point was, they're going to be dead within hours. So at that point, we tried calling, emergency management. We tried everything. We were really grateful because the Galveston County Emergency Management office took our call, and we told them we couldn't call 911. We were in Tampa. We needed them to help, that they were in imminent danger, and they were very good. We were able to call them back then. We finally got through, and they gave us updates at that point. So we were very grateful to the National Guard and to the Galveston Office of Emergency Management for helping us out, because we were totally stressed out trying to make sure they got help, because there were reports on the Twitter that they had gotten help, but we did not confirm that until, hours later.
Wow, that image just really tells the story there. Many families escaping Harvey have turned to emergency shelters throughout the state, and Bill Spencer, a reporter with affiliate KPRC, has that story.
Again, I've got some heartwarming pictures to show you. The people that are so glad that they have got shelter and food, and they are dry right now. Look at this family that just laid down to go to sleep here, a mother and father and their 2 children. We have a father over here with his 2 beautiful daughters right here. People here at Dobie High School are sprawled out all over every square inch of floor that you can find, and that's where they are making their home tonight. This is all they have to go to, but they seem to be in pretty good spirits. Look at this family over here. If you take a walk with me, they've got a play set up for the child, for the baby. All the kids are together. They've made their own makeshift bedding, and they were a little while ago telling stories, bedtime stories, and with puppets. I don't know if you can see that family over there, but it's kind of heartwarming to see something soft and warm on what has been such a horrible few days here.
Amazing. I mean, they are safe in that shelter, but of course, for some of those people, they don't have a home to go back to.
Yeah.
And that's the hard part of the story.
What do they do next? How long are they in limbo? That's the big question that we'll be talking about, I'm sure, for several days, weeks, or even months.
And what sort of help they will get going forward, of course. Let's take a very short break, but when we come back, much more on Tropical Storm Harvey. Hundreds of people still stranded, floodwaters continuing to rise, and we will look at why Houston, Texas didn't enforce a mandatory evacuation before the storm hit.
The all-new Volkswagen Tiguan with available pedestrian monitoring. The new king of the concrete jungle.
At Holiday Inn Express, we can't guarantee that you'll be able to contain yourself at our breakfast bar.
Or an egg white omelet. Sup, Lady Bacon?